We gotta. It's just,
Yeah.
but you gotta. I mean, we gotta reassure. Look, here, my message to everybody I talk to.
She has no idea. Folks, it doesn't get better with age. That's the thing. It's not a fine wine. It's not a cheese. It's not reruns of MASH, folks. Jill Biden 2 years ago with Joseph Biden. I don't know if you've heard, but the most recent news is these are examples of cue cards that they now have with photographs. It used to be just red writing. Then it was bold writing. Then it was specific, 4 or 5 words, monosyllabic directions. Now it's down to 2 or 3 words with photographs. It's not getting any better. We're going to help Joe Biden tonight to ensure that in the future he has all the cards he needs to be successful. We'll be right back.
Do you want the truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more f***ed up than the lies on the evening news? Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the blind.
Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me Show. Matthew Spear from the Don't Unfriend Me Show. That's Still Point, STIILPOINT, the Don't Unfriend Me band. It's good to have everybody here. Let's start off with the cue cards for Joe Biden. 1, this is a woman. And these are off the cuff, folks. I couldn't write anything for it because every time I started to, it just got too long and dramatic. So we're going to try to keep this somewhat brief, but everyone knows that's not my strong suit. Joe, these cards are designed to help you throughout the day. This is indeed a woman. It doesn't matter if the baritone voice or the hairy chin or 5 o'clock shadow, Adam's apple, or that they pee in a urinal right next to you. This is a woman. No matter what you say or think, just remember at all times. And no, this is not Voodoo Mama. This is Kamala Harris or Kamala, depending upon what you can retain. This is your vice president. This was your DEI hire pick, and it wound up being the best thing you could do for your presidency because even though you're so terribly horrific at your job, nobody wants Kamala, and this just epitomizes why DEI is complete trash. The sniffing of children and other people will not be tolerated. Joe, you can't sniff people anymore. In this day and age, you've got to keep your hands to yourself and make sure that you don't put your nose in places it doesn't belong. Speaking of nose, this isn't cocaine. It's just a white powdery substance. I'm sure it's anthrax. Never mind, there's a straw made of glass or razor blades attached or somebody stepping on the rock. It's most assuredly not hunters in the White House. I want to make sure we understand that. Cocaine's found all the time in the White House. We have no idea where it came from. It just suddenly appeared. Man puns. That's not what a depends is. Just make sure when you use the word depends, you're not looking down or pointing to your rear, and they most assuredly are not called man puns, Joe. This is not a Chinese spy balloon. It's nothing to fear. It can traverse the United States, taking photographs at will. But it's also not a Goodyear blimp. Make sure you include that. And you certainly don't want to shoot it down when you have thousands of miles of notice in the Pacific. Make sure it goes across the United States, and then you want to shoot it in the Atlantic so China gets what they need. Remember, not a Goodyear blimp. Inflation, transitory. That's it, period. Move on. Always, this man is clean, brown, and intelligent. Ensure that you convey this message to America because they always like to hear how black people are not dirty, black, and stupid. Very important. Top secret documents? No, they are not stored in the garage. Ashley Biden's diary is okay, I guess, but top secret documents do not go next to your Corvette. It's not a skiff, Joe. You can't make any excuses for it. Corn Pops are bad cereal. Pretty simple. Just going to try to hold it together the entire time. These are Republicans, and you want to make sure that you don't eulogize them, especially 4 of them during the civil rights movement when they were all in the Ku Klux Klan, and then say they were some very fine people. Isn't it interesting? Supposedly Donald Trump was, they're very fine people on both sides, but somehow Byrd and Wallace and Thurman are all very fine people. Interesting. This is Hitler. not a life in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter whether it's 9 months, 7 months. Remember, the one thing in the debate you did say is up to the third trimester, which is an interesting thing. Nobody is talking about that. You blatantly, they were saying, when is it acceptable? And you're like, third trimester. And nobody called you on that. You got called on everything else. I mean, I know that there was just a plethora of one-liners that they could grab onto, but that one was interesting for sure. You and kids equal bad. Showers are not for your children, especially when you're in them. They can take showers, just not with you in there taking showers with them. If you're confused, see Ashley's diary, as we have mentioned it earlier. Didn't die in Iraq. This is your other son. This isn't Bo, and Bo didn't die in Iraq either. But if you get confused, this is the guy that has the crack. I mean, white powdery substance that isn't cocaine in the White House. Russian disinformation. That's all it is. That laptop isn't real. Those photographs aren't real. It's all a deep fake by Russia, even though there are court cases depending upon this laptop, but that doesn't matter. It's all fake. Not black. These people are most assuredly not black, because remember, all African Americans that don't vote for you are not black. Don't abandon American hostages on the way to the podium. Make sure you don't do that. Whether it be in Israel or it's in Afghanistan, Americans are important. And the old adage that we don't leave anyone behind is the way it works. That doesn't really reflect on your relationship with China. It has to do with Americans. Make sure you do that. And last but not least, Joe, 2025 is right around the corner. It's all going to be okay. That is, if Jill lets you actually retire and doesn't make you run for a third term. Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me Show, folks. My name is Matt Spear. I am the host of Don't Unfriend Me. Please do me a favor. Like, share, and subscribe if you would. Remember, we're on at 7 o'clock tonight. We would love to see you. And stop by thedumshowcom. Pick up some shirts, some coffee, some hats, all that type of stuff. Even your favorite Donald Trump mug is over there. Good night. We'll see you soon.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.